Right now it's 6. We aren't far from the start of a major construction project along Fish Hatchery Road. We're live with how long it will last and how it will impact your drive. And now that recreational marijuana has been legalized in Illinois, we're talking to law enforcement along the state line to hear their plans of enforcing Wisconsin's laws. Plus, hundreds of people have already been hospitalized with the flu this season. Why we've hit the high level of cases. Straight ahead.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 6.
Thanks so much for joining us. Charlotte and Eric have the night off. First tonight, if you drive on Fish Hatchery Road, enjoy the next few months because starting this spring, a $22 million construction project will bring all of those lanes down to just 2. And it's expected to last about 2 years. Jamie Perez joins us live along Fish Hatchery now with more on what the project is and how it will impact your commute. Jamie?
Well, for the 20,000 to 40,000 drivers that take Fish Hatchery Road every single day, city engineers say when this construction happens, plan on it taking about 30 minutes to get through 1.5 miles of Fish Hatchery Road. The engineer we spoke with today says while this may be frustrating over the next 2 years, some much-needed upgrades are about to happen. Enjoy the next several months on Fish Hatchery Road because starting this spring, this whole road will be a massive headache with the sight of construction cones. Here's what you'll be dealing with.
So in 2020, what we'll be doing is the construction from Traceway Drive up to the Beltline. We'll be constructing the northbound side first with traffic, two-way traffic on the southbound side. And then around midsummer, we'll be flipping that over to constructing the southbound side of Fish Hatchery Road. And then traffic will be traveling on the northbound side.
Yeah, not fun. Milwaukee said they've set up some alternate routes because guess what? McKee Road will also be under construction at the same time.
I'm not going to lie, it's going to be probably the worst that you've ever seen traffic on Fish Hatchery Road.
But after the construction is done, you'll see new traffic signals, decorative streetscaping, enhanced crosswalks and bike safety measures, accommodations for the new bus rapid transit route, and better traffic flow. And work like this hasn't been made on Fish Hatch since 1992.
You can see the condition of the road is in really bad shape.
Hopefully through the frustrations of dealing with the heavy traffic flow here over the next 2 years, we'll see some major improvements to come. Now, you might be wondering, why is this going to take 2 years? Well, the original plan was that it was only going to last 1 year, but the contractors said if they wanted to save about $5 million, they should stretch it out to 2. So starting this spring, plan for some major delays and plan accordingly.
All right, Jamie Perez giving us a fair warning on Fish Hatchery Road for us tonight. Thank you, Jamie. Another traffic note tonight. Crews have closed one westbound lane of County Highway M for repairs. It will be closed today and tomorrow as crews complete that work. That lane closure won't restrict any vehicle movement, but delays are possible. We're also continuing to follow some breaking news just south of the state line. An armed robber has barricaded himself inside of a bank in Rockford with at least one hostage. This has been going on since early this afternoon. Police first got this call around 2:30. As of right now, police say there have not been any reports of injuries. Of course, we'll have updates later on our broadcast and on Channel3000.com. Let's turn things over now to weather. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti with us now to give us our first alert Friday forecast. Gary?
Danica, right now things are pretty quiet. It's been a cloudy day today. Temperatures are a little colder than yesterday, but still above normal. And there's some snow approaching from the west, but you can see the more persistent bands of snow staying west of the Mississippi River. In fact, as we zoom in with high-resolution Doppler radar, just some light snow showers and flurries pushing into Crawford and Grant counties. Maybe a couple of flurries up toward the Prairie du Sac area. But for the most part, the bulk of the snow will stay west of the Mississippi River. High temperatures today made it up into the middle to upper 30s. Madison officially had a high of 37. We're now at 32 degrees, and temperatures have held pretty steady through much of the afternoon. By tomorrow morning, the snow will come to an end. Temperatures will be down in the mid-20s. Tomorrow should be a partly sunny and pleasant day with a high of 34. On Sunday, it'll become windy and even milder. I'll tell you how warm it'll get in just a few minutes.
Sounds great. Thank you, Gary. Milwaukee police are investigating the death of a 13-month-old child as a homicide. They suspect the mother's ex-boyfriend beat the child to death on New Year's Day after finding the child unresponsive at his home. The suspect, who has not been named, surrendered to police yesterday. Police say this is being investigated as Milwaukee's first homicide of the year. We are learning more about the person of interest in a Christmas Eve hit-and-run crash in Milwaukee. Police there are trying to locate 44-year-old Manuel Salazar Gutierrez. Now, police say he has several tattoos, including Zacatecas across his abdomen. 36-year-old Jamie Hansen was the one who was hit and killed while she was walking her dogs. One of the dogs was also killed in the crash. Hansen was a popular bartender at Milwaukee Broad House. Law enforcement officials are on the state line, are continuing to watch for people bringing marijuana in from Illinois. Recreational sales became legal there on New Year's Day. Rock County reporter Adam Duxer is live from Illinois, where the issue could be amplifying in the coming months. Adam?
Yeah, Danica, when marijuana went legal in the start of the new year here in Illinois, this is the location that so many still have their eyes on. A full-service dispensary right here in South Beloit, from where we're standing just a few hundred yards from the state line. Now, on Wednesday, lines were out the door and around the corner at Illinois dispensaries, including one with a Madison resident right at the very front. Now, Rock County Sheriff Troy Knudsen says this is something they prepared for, although now the biggest question will be just how they will differentiate between what drugs are coming from Wisconsin and what drugs are coming over the state line.
We're going to have to take a look at how we question people that we're stopping. When we find a small quantity of marijuana, we want to look for receipts. We want to ask them where it came from, and hopefully that'll give us some idea whether this is just the local problem that has existed for many, many years, or if this is related to this change across the border.
Knudsen says the sheriff's office has trained 2 of its deputies to spot high driving, but that all in all, it will be a team effort with agencies on the state line. And of course, that big concern is when this dispensary is finished here in South Beloit, just how much that will contribute to drugs being brought over the state line. Now, I talked to the South Beloit mayor earlier today, who said this is still a couple months away from opening. So again, something we will continue to follow as the months go on.
Certainly a new challenge for law enforcement. Adam Duxer reporting live in South Beloit for us. Thank you, Adam. Also announced today, officers from the Beloit Police Department will participate in the Rock County Impaired Driving Enforcement Task Force. They will take part every Saturday this month. That means tomorrow, the 11th, the 17th, and the 25th. During that time, departments will have more officers on patrol to enforce zero-tolerance protocols for driving under the influence, open intoxicants, seatbelt violations, and improper use of child safety restraints. A warning tonight from Madison police about a trend nationwide targeting Toyota Priuses. They say it's an effort to get valuable metals found in one of the car's parts, that's being the catalytic converter. Police say that the price of those metals found inside that part have recently skyrocketed, resulting in an increase in thefts. According to an incident report, thieves have been mainly targeting Prius models from 2007 to 2009. A group of Delta Airlines employees are suing Wisconsin-based Land's End, claiming their uniforms have made them sick. Delta employees have been required to wear uniforms by the Dodgeville-based clothing company since May of 2018. The suit names more than 500 plaintiffs who claim the attire caused an array of health issues, including difficulty breathing, fatigue, and rashes. According to the suit, tests conducted by employees found high levels of chemicals and heavy metals in the uniform, including formaldehyde and mercury. Investigators are still waiting for the weather to clear up in Kauai so they can send a recovery team to retrieve the wreckage from a tour helicopter that crashed last week. All 7 people on board were killed, including Amy Gannon and her 13-year-old daughter Jocelyn, who are both from Madison. Normally, investigators take photos and detailed measurements to determine the cause of crashes, but an NTSB spokesperson says the agency believes it's safer to actually remove the wreckage from the difficult terrain. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is now reporting a high activity level, that is, of influenza-like illnesses in Wisconsin. The state's Department of Health Services is reporting more than 450 hospitalizations and 11 deaths so far this season. Gabriela Buquera joins us now with what local health professionals say is different about this flu season.
Well, influenza patterns vary each year, but a UW health official says it's not unusual for the flu season to spike in January. Dr. Joseph McBride predicts that it will get worse before it gets better, as the average flu season lasts between 4 and 12 weeks. McBride says the most predominant strain seen this season, which he says is unusual because normally most people test positive for influenza A, but it's been influenza B.
You know, the strains themselves change from year to year, and the fact that it's B this year is a little bit different than what we normally see. It just reflects how we're an international world and people are moving all around, and viruses are no different. They can migrate and travel.
Both strains have similar symptoms of respiratory and viral infections: cough, fever, runny nose, and body aches. Both strains are also covered in the flu vaccine. McBride says the best way to prevent the illness is by getting the influenza vaccine, which is still possible to get if you haven't gotten it, as well as stay healthy by washing your hands and avoiding those who are sick.
Thank you so much, Gabby. Still to come tonight at 6, a warning from the state's Better Business Bureau as the Packers head back to the playoffs, and a preview of tomorrow's start to the Winter's Farmers Market, being held at a new location this year. That story's coming up next. Anyone looking to get rid of their Christmas tree has one more chance to have it picked up by Madison street crews. The first round of curbside pickup was yesterday, but there is another opportunity on January 21st. To make sure your tree gets picked up, you must remove all tree stands, regardless of material, all decorations, any tree bags, and foreign objects, and place it on the terrace or road edge. The Dane County Farmers Market is kicking off its late winter market tomorrow at the newly renovated Garber feed mill. Like always, it will include a variety of Wisconsin fruits, vegetables, cheeses, meats, and other items. Visitors are asked to bring cash in their own tote bags to help reduce the use of plastic bags. In the past, the late winter market was held over at the Madison Senior Center.
The person, like literally the person behind the stand, is the person who grew the spinach or who raised the bison or who baked the bread. And the winter markets give you a little more opportunity to really have a conversation with that person, whereas in the summertime you're like moving along with everybody else at a slow pace around the Capitol Square.
We all know that feeling. The market runs from 8 until noon tomorrow. Garber Feed Mill has more than 100 free on-site parking spots, but there's also street parkings and spots available at nearby public parks. We have all of that information up on channel3000.com. Now that the Packers are heading back to the playoffs, the Wisconsin Better Business Bureau is warning fans about potential ticket scams. They say scammers target fans looking for a good deal by selling counterfeit tickets online or tickets that may not even exist. Scams often have certain characteristics: low prices on great seats, third-party sellers with no guarantees, or phony websites that look legitimate. So look out. Still ahead tonight in sports, the NFL releases its annual All-Pro teams tonight, and we'll tell you what Packers made the cut. But first, a dwindling chance for some winter weather tonight into tomorrow. Gary Canolti will have the full weekend forecast. That's right up next.
For reliable weather day in and day out, watch First Alert Weather.
Gary joining us now with a look at that weekend First Alert forecast, and we're thinking not as good of a chance for winter weather now.
No, it'll be the far western parts of our viewing area that see any accumulating snow, and that should be generally light. In fact, for the winter as a whole, remember we got off to a very snowy start at the end of October and most of November. We had record amounts of snowfall. Well, now we've finally gone below normal on snowfall for the season so far. We're 0.2 of an inch below normal. Last year at this time we were at 9.7 inches. This year so far we're at 16.8 inches, but we should be at 18.8 inches. 18.6 is the average, or what we've had so far. But remember how quickly things can change. Last year, December, very mild. First half of January, also very mild. And then it was like somebody flipped a switch. We had 2 straight days with low temperatures of 26 below zero or colder in parts of our viewing area, and the winter completely changed after that. Tonight, there are winter weather advisories. If you are traveling west of the Mississippi River, winter weather advisory for Clayton County in Iowa until midnight, till 3 a.m. for Delaware County west of Dubuque. That's where the more persistent bands of snow have been falling. But notice very little of the snow has been crossing the Mississippi River, just some lighter snow showers and flurries. And the bulk of this snow, you can see this kind of swirl in the radar echoes here. Low pressure is actually tracking just to our south and to our west. So the best bands of heavier snow will fall from northeastern Iowa into northwestern Illinois and probably bypass much of southern Wisconsin. In fact, visibility is right now still 10 miles in Dubuque, Iowa, but down to less than 2 miles in Austin, Minnesota, Waterloo, Iowa. At times, Waterloo, Iowa had visibilities down to 1/4 of a mile in a burst of heavier snow. But the computer model forecasts still bring less than an inch of snow into far southwestern Wisconsin, maybe an inch or two west of the Mississippi River. Again, that's where the winter weather advisories are for tonight. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Snow shower chances will be best west of Madison for tonight. Otherwise, we'll just see cloudy skies. Mild temperatures are expected this weekend. Highs will be in the mid-30s for tomorrow and around 40 on Sunday. And Sunday will also be windy as well. We could see some wind gusts in the 25 to 30 mile per hour range in the afternoon. Live view from the Edgewater Skycam in downtown Madison. Not seeing any snow here. High today 37, the low 31. Those clouds keep the temperatures from fluctuating very much. We're at 32 now. Skies are mostly cloudy. They are as calm, so there's no wind chill to speak of. Big storm system continues through the southwestern or southeastern part of the country. Our little weather system, pretty small by comparison, but again, that will be caught up in the jet stream and basically bypasses to our south and to our west overnight. So look for cloudy skies. Chance for some snow showers or flurries, mainly west of Madison, low 26. Tomorrow will be partly sunny and pleasant for this time of year. High temperature at 34. Average high, remember, is 27. Future track, lots of clouds, but the best chances of snow well west of Madison overnight. Then we turn partly sunny for tomorrow. Highs in the mid-30s. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy skies turn cloudy by early on Sunday morning, but that's as a warm front moves through. Notice some flurries moving through Sunday morning, and then we see sunshine. Temperatures up around 40 degrees by late Sunday afternoon. Again, any accumulating snow well west of Madison and very light. 7 to 10 day forecast. You can see those temperatures staying above normal. Even Tuesday and Wednesday now, looks like high temperatures will be at or above 30.
Well, only one Packers player was named to the NFL's All-Pro list, so who's feeling the snub? That story next in sports. Well, the men's basketball team still trying to figure out their identity this season. A little bit of an up and down record so far, but they have won their last 3. That includes a road win at a Power 5 school. But tonight, they're on the road at Ohio State, the former home of Micah Potter and the 5th-ranked team in the country. Right now, they are down. Ohio State got off to a 7-0 start. We'll have a recap later tonight on News 3 now at 10. Well, Jonathan Taylor tweeting tonight that he will forego his senior year and declare for the NFL draft. We all expected that. Now, what will that decision mean for the rest of the team? Well, the Badgers are definitely going to miss some seniors and other players who also could leave early for the draft. Again, they have until January 20th to make those decisions. But how do you look to next season after a loss like this one to Oregon?
Use that as fuel and motivation in the offseason to get bigger, stronger, faster. You get into spring ball, you start working and developing on your skills, and then when fall camp comes around, then it's time to earn your role.
You should be mad, you should be hurt every day that you go in there to workouts. I told them, take everything that you wish you could have done this year, and everything that you wish could have happened. If you wish we finished better, then you use that as your fuel in the offseason. You need to finish everything stronger.
Now, there were a few calls that head coach Paul Chryst was, as you see here, visibly not thrilled within the game. That includes this pass interference call on Danny Davis. So one optometrist in West Allis, he's got a solution for that. Dr. Eric Knight posted this letter to NCAA refs on Facebook offering a free, no strings attached comprehensive eye exam, because he says that, obviously they are desperately needed, to any NCAA referee, saying that eye care, very important for your overall visual function. Well, the NFL announcing its all-pro teams today, and only one Packer was on the list, left tackle David Bakhtiari. He was named to the second-team all-pro, hit for his 4th straight year of any kind of accolade. But hear me out, 2 guys that arguably could have made the list, Zadarius Smith and Aaron Jones. Friendly reminder that Jones is tied for the most touchdowns in the league with Christian McCaffrey, and McCaffrey was named first-team running back and top flex player. Just saying. Anyway, Jones said he's used to it, not worried about what other people think of him because, well, they've got a playoff game to get ready for in 2 weeks. The Packers have the first-round bye this week, and no matter who they face, Aaron Rodgers says he's confident they'll find a way to win.
There was a good run there where we were blowing a lot of people out, especially at home in the first half. This team has found a way to get it done in a different way, and that's kind of been playing smart football in the fourth quarter and character wins, at those times. So I feel good about the kind of team we have and kind of guys we have and the ability to win in the fourth quarter.
So on that opponent, the Packers will face the highest remaining seed after Wild Card Weekend. So that could be the Saints if they beat the Vikings. New Orleans is the number 3 seed, while Minnesota is number 6. Now, the Vikings didn't make the playoffs last year, and this will be the first time they'll make a postseason appearance with Kirk Cousins at quarterback. And Gary, you were just saying, too, the Bears have a first-round bye. They have a couple of
first and second-round bye and the third-round bye. I think they also have a bye for 2020 and 2021, too. So about 2022.
Don't throw it away quite yet. Come on, have some faith, Gary.
I'd have more faith in getting accumulating snow around here than I would in the Bears.
Fair enough.
And most of that will stay out to the west of us. You can see some light snow moving into parts of Crawford and Grant counties. There are winter weather advisories west of the Mississippi River for this evening for Clayton County in Iowa and Delaware County until 3 a.m. West of Dubuque County. Temperatures right now right around the freezing mark here in Madison, right at 32. And you can see temperatures staying above normal. Average high temperature is 27. So every day in the next 10 days. And we've been above normal for the last 16 straight days.
It really has felt a little warm for this time of year.
Almost a month of above normal temperatures.
We're not complaining. We're not complaining. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here at 10.